Hello everyone, I am Paul. I have many voices. But that's not the whole point of this video, this entire series, this whole streaming series. I am going to be learning and at the same time teaching myself as well as you a new language, namely Swedish. Now I've finally figured out my double cam setup here, so I'll probably be messing around a little bit with moving stuff. You are like completely wrong here. Can you be a little more like that, please? Thank you. So we have my face cam over here, up here. That is my book camera. Because, well, I have a book and I'm gonna be showing that. Hopefully you'll be able to see it once it's time. Then down there below, yeah, sorry, we have the Manicam filter there, because I've been having serious trouble setting up both cameras at the same time, so I'm stuck with this sadly, because otherwise I just couldn't get it done. But down here we have what I have in front of me, my PC monitor, where I have the lessons open, and we're going to be learning some Swedish. Now on my laptop over to my left I have Google Translate open, because we're going to be seeing a lot of words that I and you won't understand. But first, let me tell you on why I want to learn Swedish and why I'm doing it this way. So, I've been going on vacation to Sweden since 2012. Actually 2011, October. And through the years I went a total of 8 times to Sweden, and this last summer, which was the summer where I ended up at the North Cape and ended up at the Sabaton Open Air Festival, I realized that if I want to continue going to Sweden and eventually migrate to Sweden, I would have to get my ass in gear and properly learn Swedish. Now, I've had a few Swedish lessons with my uncle and aunt who have a second house in Sweden, and once they will retire, that's going to be their primary house, and their house here in the Netherlands is going to be their secondary house, so they're going to be switching it up. They've taught me a few of the basic things, and it went really well, but I was too embarrassed to hold a proper conversation because I knew only so little. But then again, 12 simple lessons, what do you expect? In 2018, I picked up an online course Swedish through the I'm gonna have to check that for a second. So I have to the NTE, which is a Dutch online institute, and I have that here. As you can see, this is the pronunciation book, and I was hoping that what I'm gonna do would be more like this, where there would be Dutch and Swedish written down and stuff, but sadly it's not. I might be looking into that again during this series, but I also might not. However, after 4 of those online classes where I just did my homework and sent that in, all written stuff, my teacher, quote unquote, said that I would need to record audio, and because I didn't know what way the audio had to be recorded, does it have to be MP3, WAV, or whatnot? What program should I be using other than OBS or Camtasia, maybe something else? How do other students do it? These were questions that I asked the teacher, and the teacher said, figure it out. The teacher was not helpful at all, so I asked again. I reiterated, I want to do this, but I have absolutely no knowledge on how to do it. What do I need? And once again the answer was, figure it out. And at that point, I was just done. So I wasted a bunch of money on that. I do have all of the books here in my cabinet over there. And I might look into them again, even as part of this. But I realized that this online schooling thing wasn't going to work if I was stuck with a teacher that really didn't want to be teaching, didn't want to help their students. So I quit. Until after this past summer, where, as mentioned, I ended up at the North Cape, I ended up at Sabaton Open Air, and I met some really awesome people. But most of them were just speaking Swedish to each other, and I was excluded from the conversation because I didn't understand jack shit. My Swedish had become rusty, I only knew a few very basic things. And I realized I have to get my ass in gear and learn Swedish properly, otherwise I will be stuck here forever. And after the festival, I went to visit my uncle and aunt at their second house, and my aunt suggested that I would try the Volksuniversiteit. And so I applied. I went to the open day, and there were two women, two teachers. One actual Dutch and one actual Swedish. And as I introduced myself, I started to talk a little bit of Swedish. So like, jag pratar också lite svenska, men det är lite. And they started asking me questions. And what I could understand, I started to answer in Swedish. And then they turned to each other. Blah, blah, blah. Andra år. Blah, blah, blah. And that andra år means second year. That's the one thing that I understood and was able to translate in my head. And so I asked them, like, are you seriously talking to each other about that perhaps I should do the second year instead? That I would start there? Because my intention was to start all over from chapter 1, basically, what you're seeing, like, right here. And they agreed that it was what they were talking about, and they iterated that they were scared that if I was going to do the actual year 1, that I would get bored out of my mind in no time flat, because I already had the basics down. My pronunciation was decent enough that they thought I already was a year ahead of everyone else. And so they really emphasized that they thought it was better for me if I started my first year in the second year. And so I thought, well, what's the adventure if we don't try it? And what's the adventure without a challenge? So I accepted, I signed up for the second year. And, well, that year is over already. We are currently on Friday, the 21st of April, 2023. The course started the Wednesday, September 23rd, 2022, I believe. We've had a couple of weeks where there was no class because of school vacations. I missed one class because I was sick, and 2 classes because I couldn't stay awake even driving my car back home from work. So I missed a total of 3 classes, and I still passed with flying colors and was allowed and encouraged to go for year 3. But I did realize during this time, between September and now, that I was severely lacking. That in certain points I am very far ahead of the rest, but in most other aspects I am just way too far behind. So one of the things that my teacher said that I should look into all of the previous work, just pick up where the second year would start, but also look and do everything as part of homework of what the first year was, everything before where we started. And it turns out that I'm just as bad with homework right now as I was back when I was in school. As in, I never did anything, if possible. Now, there were some particular assignments during this course that I did. For instance, we had to talk about a certain place that we visited or that we've been at, and talk about why you wanted to discuss this place. And I talked about the town where my uncle and aunt have their second house, but not particularly because of that fact, but because of the runestone and a grave nearby, a proper Viking burial ground. And I had to do all of that in Swedish, so I used a lot of Google Translate to just like type in all of the text that I wanted in Dutch and translate it over into English or into Swedish, adjust a little bit of the grammar here and there, what I knew was wrong, and that was my presentation. And it was still good enough, but I felt that I severely cheated because I did. So now that the school year is over, I have the Wednesdays off again, the Wednesday evenings, and in order to keep myself motivated, I decided that I was going to keep the Wednesdays for my Swedish homework rather than the Swedish classes. I would start from the beginning of the books and use the online stuff as well, and just see how far I can get until October when year 3 starts. And what better way to motivate myself to keep on doing this than to stream it. So from now on Wednesdays on Twitch, you can learn Swedish with me. For those on YouTube, it will be on YouTube probably on Thursdays or Fridays. In terms of everything else, Graveyard Keeper, Prison Architect, Rollercoaster Tycoon 2, and all of the silly voices, I'm just not motivated anymore to do that, so I might resume that in some point of the future. Maybe through this, that I'm consistently streaming on Wednesday if possible, if I'm able to. I might get remotivated to start working on the other projects as well, so maybe there's more in the future, maybe there's not. But for now, the main focus of my time on Twitch, on YouTube, is going to be me learning Swedish, and with that I give you the opportunity to do so as well. So I think that just about covers everything. It's already been 13 minutes. It took me a while to get the 2 camera setup working, hence why I didn't stream last Wednesday, because I started a little late with setup and I couldn't get it working, and I was a little frustrated, so I just decided not to stream it. And then yesterday, after I got 2 more cameras, so I basically have 4 cameras. This is a older version, a 720p camera. I have a second one of this as well. I hooked both of them up as well, but I kept this one hooked up as well. And I started messing around and I couldn't get it done, and I got frustrated again. And then I suddenly started looking at the software for the Logitech, and I also remembered I have Manicam, and I remember that I used Manicam in the past to record my face as well as be able to stream and record it on Skype. Because there was another person recording as well, and they needed my face on their stuff as well. And OBS and Skype wouldn't work together with the one camera. So I used Manicam to basically allow myself to be captured, as well as capture myself for myself. And it worked, so I managed to use both the programs for the Logitech for this camera right here, and this one uses Manicam, as you can see right down there, right down here. And now it works. And then we've got over here, of course. I honestly hope it's big enough. It's probably not. But Amara, the 19PJs in chat, has promised me to work on a proper image in the background with proper borders and such. So I'll be able to fiddle around with like the total design eventually, and hopefully we'll just get somewhere. Right, now that all of the introduction stuff is over, if you are not interested in this at all, if you're not interested in learning a different language with me, then I thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Whenever that might be, because don't expect anything else for the near future. However, I'm not done with the introduction yet. I'm also doing this because there's a tiny little hope. Because the stream title is Dutch, Swedish, English. Leer Zweeds met mij. Leer de Svensk met mij. And learn Swedish with me. I'm hoping to attract some Swedish people in chat eventually. There's no one right now, and I don't expect there to be anyone for the foreseeable future. But what if 1 or 2 Swedish people decide to see this stream and they decide to jump in the chat and say hi and see my efforts and say like, wow, this guy is really trying. I want to help him. That's kind of my hope. So if you're a Swedish person watching this on YouTube and you want to help me, in the link in the movie description you will find my Discord. Hit me up there. So, let us... I actually listened to all of this in my own time. These are the exercises, some of which are written, some of which are... just listen to it, and sometimes you just have to click something, and as you can see I have already completed all of this on my own. But I do think that we should just listen to all of this, and I think that after that I'm going to be ending it here. I'm going to keep my book with me because this book, the Mall-et, as it's called, houses all of the text, as you can see right here. What we're gonna listen to first is Wat heter du? Which means, what's your name? Oh.
Sidan 6. Vad heter du?
Vad heter du?
Jag heter Ellen.
Jag heter Jonas. Jag heter Emil.
Jag heter Klara.
Jag heter Linda.
Jag heter Hassan. Jag heter Tina.
Jag heter Olle.
So this is basically just people introducing themselves, and these characters, from my experience with this book, are going to come forward several times throughout the entire lessons. So an interesting thing about Swedish here, Emil, Tina, Jonas and Klara, compared to Ellen, Linda, Olle and Hassan. The long vocal, if there's only one, well, I don't even know. Never mind. So there's an exercise here. Skriv svar. Vad heter du? Hej, jag heter Paul. So that is my first Swedish. So over here, right yonder, you have a couple of the new words that you're gonna learn. But here's where the difficulty starts with me right away. With the 2 previous iterations of the lessons that I took back in 2012 and 2018, there was also Dutch text. So there would be a translation of what is the word and what does it mean in Dutch. And this book does not have that. So that's why I have Google Translate open. So wat means what, heter, hoe heet je, is it in Nederlands. Also, fun fact, I will also be talking Dutch. So you're going to be learning both Dutch and Swedish, for those that aren't Dutch already. So, wat heter du, hoe heet je? Jag heter Paul. Ik heet Paul. And ett ord is word. So nya ord, new word. New word. So let's continue with spår nummer 2, kapitel 1. Betoningsrutan.
Sidan 6. Lång vokal. Emil. Tina. Jonas.
That's this.
Klara. Lång konsonant. Ellen. Linda. Olle. Hassan.
So with the long consonant, they mean the double L, the ND, the double L, and the double S. In that case, the vocal is shorter. So it's not Ellen, just like Emil, but Ellen. So I guess that's what it means. So spår nummer 3, kapitel 1, hej. That would be this page.
Sidan 6.
No.
Lång vokal.
Oops. Sorry.
Emil.
No. This one.
Sidan 8. Hej.
Hej.
1.
Hej!
Hej!
Hur är det?
Bra tack. Och du?
Bara fint.
Ha det så bra. Vi ses.
Ja, hej då.
Hej hej.
2. Varsågod.
Tack.
So, this is just people asking, just saying hello and how are you, and things are fine, and I'll see you later. Bye! That's basically what they're saying. And from my experience with all 3 iterations of the Swedish lessons that I've taken, this is basically the start. You start out with the alphabet and like just saying hi and how are you. Varsågod is here you go, alsjeblieft. It's good. And tack doesn't mean attack. No, it means thank you. Tack så mycket is thank you very much. So we've got hej, hur är det? This hey, how are you doing? And then the word hur is how. Means are. Dead. It. How is it? Bra is good. Tack is thanks. Och means also. So, bra tack. Och du? Good, thanks. And you? You can also say själv då, meaning how are you yourself? Or yourself then. So that's basically a couple things.
Sidan 9.
Alphabet.
Alfabetet.
And
A.
they have some pronunciations.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H,
H.
I, J,
So, pausing it and
H,
ho. The H they pronounce as ho.
I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W.
So, just like the ho, they have the ko. Instead of the H and the K, they have ho and ko. And the V they pronounce as V. The W is double V. Interesting to know.
X, Y, Z,
Z.
Å, Ä, Ö.
So yeah, the Swedish use the O, the E, and the Ö. So I like, in Dutch I can say, ik wil met Ö. That's the different way of saying I want egg with onions. So,
Sidan 9. Alfabetet. B,
1. Jonas. 2.
Jonas.
Linda.
So now I'm supposed to
3.
now I'm supposed to write in here. Yes, you're allowed to write in the book what you're hearing. So the first one definitely was Jonas. And this was Linda. Now don't mind my handwriting, it's awful, I know.
T-I-N-A.
Tina.
4.
4.
E-M-I-L. 5.
Mil.
H-A-S-S-A-N. 6.
Hassan.
K-L-A-R-A.
Klara.
7.
7.
O-L-L-E.
Ole. So basically these are the exercises that you get throughout the book. And here you see again nya ord, alfabetet. And in between the brackets, let's see if you can see it properly here. Et alphabet. Now, the difference between those two words is alfabetet is the alphabet. Et alphabet is an alphabet. So if you see et, or for instance in the case of the bokstav right here, you see n bokstav compared to bokstaven, or bokstaver. The n and the et in both cases are a, as in a book, a monitor, a laptop. But if you don't see those two words n or at the start, but somehow merged into the word itself, such as alphabetet compared to et alphabet, it's the. So that is an important lesson to do. And this is also an important word for today. I really hope that it is visible, because I cannot see it. I'm gonna have to increase the... sorry about that. Where is it? The second to last, börjar. That means begin. So, vi börjar lektionen means we are starting the lesson. So, next, I'm just gonna yoink this back, and then hur stavas det? That means, how do you spell it? Stavas means spelling.
Sidan 10. Hur stavas det?
Hej! Jag heter Eva. Vad heter du?
Ahmed.
Hur stavas det?
A-H-M-E-D.
A-M-H...
Nej, det är fel. A-H-M-E-D.
A-H-M-E-D.
Ja, det är rätt.
Okay, so this conversation, hey, I'm Eva, or my name is Eva. Jag heter, again, ik heet Paul, ik heet Eva. Hoe heet jij? Ahmed, how do you spell it? And he spells his name. She spells it wrong. Nee, det är fel. That's wrong. Fel is wrong. And then she spells it correctly. Ja, det är rätt. That's right. So these are the new words here. We're going to be introduced to a couple of new characters as well. But first, I need to write down my name. That is P-A-U-L. Jag heter Paul. So, let's see, we've been at this for half an hour. let's see, how much do we have left? I'd say we go until number 10. And then call it quits for tonight. And then on Wednesday, next Wednesday, which is the 26th, we'll continue. And fun fact, on 28th of April, I'm heading to Stockholm for a long weekend. So if you're in Stockholm, hit me up. Right. So, as I said, we're gonna go until number 10. And we are at länder och världsdelar.
Sidan 12. Länder och världsdelar. 1. Europa.
Europa.
2. Afrika.
Afrika.
3. Asien.
Asien.
4. Sydamerika.
Sydamerika.
5. Nordamerika.
Nordamerika.
6. Oceanien.
Oceanien. So South America and North America both are one word in Swedish. Sydamerika. Syd means south. Nord means north. Yeah. Sorry about that. A little scratch. A little itch. So yeah, it's just a map of the world. Not really that interesting. I've got a huge map right over there. I should really flip this around, actually. Give me a second. That is starting to annoy me. Facecam, properties. Can I flip you? Flip vertically. That is not you. I need horizontally. And I cannot. No, discard. Discard. However, no, not you. Silly. That doesn't do it either, sadly. Maybe I can do that in Camtasia, perhaps. I don't know. Effects, chroma key, time, draw, audio, video. Flip vertically. There you go. Now it's better. Now I'm actually on the right side here. There is my my world map, basically. Okay. Var kommer du ifrån? Where are you from? Jag är från Holland. I am from the Netherlands. Let's see, you back in the background. Thank you very much.
Sidan 15.
Var kommer du ifrån?
D.
Hej, jag heter Nasir. Vad heter du?
Jag heter Maria.
Var kommer du ifrån?
Från Spanien. Och du?
Jag är från Iran.
Vad talar du för språk?
Persiska och svenska. Och du då?
Jag talar spanska och engelska. Och lite svenska.
So that isn't actually part of the book, because it says page 15 and it's not here. But perhaps it's on the opposite side. What's page 15 here though? Nope. Also not. So this is completely wrong. But basically, my name is this. What's your name? That. Where are you from? I am from there. And I'm coming from there. What language do you speak? Vad talar du för språk? So let's listen to that again. Oh wait. I'm an idiot.
Sidan 14.
14.
Var kommer du ifrån?
There we go.
A.
Hej, jag heter Galina. Vad heter du?
Rana.
Var kommer du ifrån?
Från Irak. Och du?
Jag kommer från Ryssland. Vad talar du för språk?
Jag talar arabiska och engelska och lite svenska. Och du då?
Jag talar ryska och svenska och lite engelska.
So yeah, that. So now let me do it from my point of view. Jag heter Paul. Jag är från Holland. Jag pratar holländska och engelska och också lite svenska. Och du? What languages do you speak? Okay. So, land och språk. It's probably
Sidan 15.
15.
Land och språk.
England. Engelska. Finland. Finska. Frankrike. Franska. Grekland. Grekiska. Kina. Kinesiska.
Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. So, you see it here spelled as Kina and Kinesiska. In certain Swedish words, the K and the I are pronounced as she. And Swedish actually has a couple of other letter combinations that are pronounced as different than what it actually says. And we're going to come across that once we get there, but this is the first instance where you're going to be introduced to an odd spelling compared to the pronunciation. Get used to it.
Irak. Arabiska. Iran. Persiska. Polen. Polska. Ryssland. Ryska. Somalia. Somaliska. Spanien. Spanska. Sverige. Svenska. Thailand. Thailändska.
Thailändska is the odd one out here, and I basically have no explanation for why. Now you might actually see the icon here, the two people. That's an exercise that you're supposed to do in class with another person. And then this one is you have to listen to it, so if we're gonna continue listening to 10 again.
Sidan 15.
Var kommer du ifrån?
D.
Hej, jag heter Nasir. Vad heter du?
Jag heter Maria.
Var kommer du ifrån?
Från Spanien.
Okay, so Maria is from Spanien. Let me write that down really quick. And no, I'm not doing the others yet. Spanien.
Och du?
Jag är från Iran.
Iran.
Vad talar du för språk?
Persiska och svenska.
Persiska. Is that what I said? No, Persiska och engelska. Lite svenska.
Och du då?
Jag talar spanska och engelska och lite svenska.
Okay, so let me rephrase that again.
Spanska och engelska.
Ja. Persiska och svenska. Och du då?
Okay, so not English, just svenska.
Jag talar spanska och engelska och lite svenska.
So she was the one speaking a little bit of Swedish. So spanska, engelska, lite svenska. There we go. Okay, well, it's not as much as I wanted to do, but I think we've established a bit of a start here. We can take a look at the exercise book. There are two books. This is the actual learning book, And this is the actual practicing book. So there are some exercises in here. I've actually done a few already, but I didn't really do all of them. Because I didn't really care, I'll be honest. So, yeah, we're probably not gonna be doing a lot with the eveningsbook, but definitely a lot with the leerbook and the website here. So I'm gonna be ending it off here. I'll be back on Wednesday, the 26th, as I said, at 8 o'clock Central European time on Twitch. Link in the movie description for those on YouTube. If you are Swedish and you want to help me out by speaking to me as well, then feel free to join the Discord. Link in the movie description as well. I'm Paul with many voices. Tack så mycket och vi ses snart. Bye.